Hi, pretty girl. How's the best girl to me? Wanna listen to me, Amber? She says, no, I'm not in a mood. You can blah, 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 blah. I'm gonna help my dog up the stairs. The little dog stairs. Good girl. You got it? Oh, let me get this blanket out of the way for you. She says, I can do it all myself and not in a mood. Get a fan. There you go. There you go. Is that good? Is that good? Is that good? Little old dog. Okay. Let's yammer. Oh my goodness. I aged after yesterday. I need to grab my water. Yesterday aged me. I feel as if I've gone through a portal of aging after my day yesterday. I'll tell you about my day yesterday. Let me grab my water. Cot. I think I'm gonna call my creator Cot. I thank Cot every day. Thank Cot for you, creator of all things. I just decided it's Cot to me. It's all Cot to me. Yesterday was definitely a lesson. And I've done work. I got verification that I did work. Like, all the work I've been doing doesn't mean I'll throw it out. I won't throw it out the window. All the work I ever done one day. That's what I'm worried about. I'm not worried. It's just there's always this little in my head that just says, smack the bitch. But I never have. I'm not a violent being, but I have this little in my head that just says, just hit him upside the head. Just like they used to hit you upside the head, and then you would just comply. If you hit them, that's just what, you don't hit people. You don't kill people. You don't cause harm. I dropped my phone yesterday at about 7 o'clock in the morning. It was about 7:09. Sun was starting to come up. It was super pretty. So I dropped my phone and it did this. And I didn't have a screen protector on it because I meant to go back to get one. But every time I went by, it was weird. Like the store was closed. The blinds were drawn. And weird times, like, isn't that place supposed to be open? So I went down to my phone. So I had to wait 2 hours, and I went down to the phone store, T-Mobile. Hey, what's up? And I sat there. I got there 15 minutes early, and I waited until 9:30, and nobody showed up to open the store. I looked online, because I looked online before I left. I called. It kept saying, we must be helping customers. We can't. They're running a racket at T-Mobile in Taos. Because you can't do anything in store anyway. Everything either is done online or it's a third party or a fourth party. So those people just are in there to, like, I guess sell phones maybe, but like you can't order a phone. It's just, they make things up. And especially in small towns, because there's nothing you can do. You're not going to get a hold of corporate. You're not going to, And so I waited, and then I had to come home and get Mom up and get her breakfast. So I came home, fed Mom, went right back, waited until 10:30. Still, the business T-Mobile that was supposed to be open at 9 was not open. I was like, I don't want to do business with people that can't even show up to work. I don't want to, it's just, I mean, because money is kind of getting hard to come by. People, that's why you're seeing people get so bitter and rageful, is because they're fearful. They don't got no money. I've been there. But I was always taught how you feel inside, you don't put that on other people. Even though sometimes I do, because I match energy. And so, my name's Marge. I'm the Heyoka empath. I got Mom's necklace on today because I got the thunder in my heart, but I'm trying to walk the earth with the spirit of a turtle, nice and slow. So I'm standing turtle. And so I went over to another phone store in town, and I explained the situation, and he's just like, he's like, man, people keep coming over here because those T-Mobile people are nuts. They're just not nice. And they were nice before. Like, I went into the store, like, I gave them my Straight People Like Rainbows 2 stickers. Like, we were cool. We had, like, a rapport. I'd gone in there to get a couple screen replacements. Like, unless they're more fake as fake, then that's what you fake. It's what they get, whatever. And so, he's like, well, you have to call to get her transfer pin. And I was like, why can't they give you a transfer pin in your account? Because it'll make it too easy to leave. So I called over to the store. Now, by now, somebody answered because I guess it was 11 o'clock. Maybe the people thought it was Sunday. I thought it was Sunday. We open at 11. Don't be a stupid cousin. So, anyway. So I call over to the store and I said, hi, I need a transfer code, please. And I was all nice and friendly. Or the lady goes, hi, this is T-Mobile, this is Shendoa, or some S name that is not common. Sasha, I don't know, blah, blah, blah. I talked to her earlier because when I got home, what I tried to do, that's right, I forgot that part. When I couldn't do it online, I came home and I got online and I tried to set up a claim online to initiate, which brought me to Apple. And I was like, what? So T-Mobile doesn't even warranty their stuff anymore. Now it just goes, everybody's like, no, man, you just give us your money. We don't want to do nothing for it, but you just give us your money. And if you're mad about something, we're going to yell at you. I mean, that's the logic of these people. So the customer service was great at T-Mobile, like on the line. It's just the store in Taos that they're just more of the horrible deplorables, and I'll talk about that in a little while. So I try to do everything online, and then when I get as far as putting my payment into Apple, my credit card information, and then as soon as I do it, I get a call from my bank. And I was like, fuck, what? And so I respond to everything. It's okay, And then and while I'm doing this, I'm like, I can't get a phone this way. Like, IT is so infallible because it's made by fallible people. It is. And so you have people that aren't smart, and then somebody comes to them with intelligence, and then you're trying to reason with them, but they're like, I don't know how to reason with intelligence, and they just blah. And so, but the customer service at they tried and whatever, and I said, you know what, I'm just going to go a different route. So I tried to order a screen and just replace it myself, is what I tried to do. And then my order didn't go through because of that bank flag. And so I had to call my bank and say, hey, can you unfreeze my account, please, and talk to an actual person? Because I do live in a small town, and that is a positive part of it. Is like, you can, at my bank, I can still call somebody and actually talk to a person. They haven't weeded that part out yet. And so, I redid the order to go through because I'm at the other phone store. And I'm like, well, okay, now my card's okay. I tested and verified because I re-put the order and it did go through. And so I said, go ahead. So how much is this going to cost me today? He's like, Mom, and we're going through it and we're doing this. And there was like clerical errors. There's technology issues. I made a mistake. There are these different all these different circumstances. I was like, I was there for a while. I went home, checked on Mom, fed Luna lunch. I came back, was there for a while more. I said, I gotta go back and give Mom dinner. Like, I was there yesterday at that phone store for like 6 hours. So from the time and now he's like, I want to, he was trying, the kid was so helpful. That's why it was so cool, because he was so helpful. That was like the most, next to the new auto shop people I have, auto mechanics I have. Like, I see it turn, how people are changing. They're connecting more as people. And so, like, I did end up getting a new phone. It did only cost me like $67 or something like that. It was an all-day thing. I ended up bringing Mom back to the phone store for me. And I was like, what was my horoscope yesterday? Because my whole day was enthralled in this. I was like, what was my horoscope yesterday? What the co-star? Was it co-star? No, what was it? I took a screenshot of it this morning. Here it was. So yesterday, break from tradition to infuse your day with excitement, dear Aries. As the Capricorn moon aspects Uranus before entering Aquarius, research local happenings to find events or establishments that interest you. You're funny. You're funny, Cot, creator of all things. Stepping into unfamiliar territory will provide a sense of mystique while Neptune and Saturn stir. Enjoy the allure that can only be held by newcomers like you. Invite peers you hope to impress. Demonstrate your fearless nature and ability to take charge. Instant connections may form when Luna and Pluto join forces tonight, helping you attract personalities as mysterious as your own. And I was like, that's pretty much how my day played out yesterday at the phone store. Because I'm engaging with people, I'm talking with people, I'm pissing. Like, this one kid, like, dude, why are people so fearful? Like, you don't. I complimented the kid on his jeans because they were like those little D-bag jeans. I have some in my closet because I got D-bag in me. See, with the embroidered thread. I said those look like buckle jeans from the 2000s. Jeans from the buckle. And, like, I don't know, take offense to that, whatever. But then they walk out, get into a 90,000 Rubicon, and then I'm like, that's right. Don't forget, Marge. Don't forget where you are. So that's pretty much, I did get to show my lighter trick, because I have the ability, it's about energy and cooperating with, cooperation is nature's way. And, I showed another gal that works at the phone store. She had a lighter, and I balanced the lighter on their finger, not mine, on theirs. And then I move it back and forth because I'm influencing the fluid inside the lighter. And she was the first person that has ever, she's like, you're the second person I've ever met that even knows about this stuff. And I'm just like, so that means that your world is opening up to this stuff and my world is opening up to this stuff. Because everything is woo-woo. They just manipulate the narrative with all the other nonsense because they figure the people that can explain things, how things are, get to pay themselves the most. For your own good, we're going to allocate these funds so we can buy all of this stupid equipment and, so we can protect the creeps that have been the Epstein boys. This country is never going to come back from 4 administration of covering, 5 administrations of covering for, because it happened to me when I was a baby. You know, now I'm a big old adult woman, you know, but I carry the energy with me, and the fact that my hip still pops from what happened when I was a 10-month-old girl too. You know, see, so like all these things, I was talking with this girl, I saw all these things that people are talking, you know, with the industrial military conflicts. Like, you got actors, cast members, that's all the military. What is it, a soldier? What's a soldier? They write a definition of soldier on a piece of paper, and they're like, if you can do that, you're a soldier. Like, I mean, really? Like, that's not silly to anybody else. And then if we pay you and give you incentives and bonuses and stuff like that, all you got to do is whatever we tell you to do. Okay, that's all you got to do. But you gotta go, and you can't go away from the narrative, because you got to help us, because we're working with Hollywood, and we got to make these dummies believe that if they're scared all the time, that they can't go out and live the life that they want to live. See? So, world is changing and people don't like it. I know people, you know, I get why people are angry in Taos. I get it. Like, you lived here your whole life, generations, and generations, and they kept it where there was like 6,000 people. It was a very small community. And people get bored. Like, I look at Zillow all the time. I'm always looking at Zillow. And it's like, when you look at in Taos, there's 227 homes for sale right now out of 6,000. Okay. Now, if you go from top to bottom, a lot of these houses are $1 million houses. They're so, like, the money is leaving. Like, all that, because everything's changing. Like they would rather have, like, you can't rationalize data centers in New Mexico, because the water people are already fighting with the ski people, because they use the water to make fake snow so people can go wee down a hill. And it was the dumbest thing I ever saw the other day. This place is weird. It's beautiful. The land is beautiful. It's just like stuck in a time warp, and it's about to get rocketed into the next dimension. Because just because you always done stuff that way doesn't make it a good read. And I say that because even on the town page, it still says in 2026 on the wedding license page that 15-year-old children can get married in Taos with an adult signature. So why is that on the book still? You know? And then you go over here to Facebook, or was it there? No, I think it was Instacrap. I think that's where it was. Instacrap. Facebook, Instacrap, Twatter. I think Twatter, my interpretation of Twitter was like a sum of all parts gathering, like, demographics for a certain stats for certain groups. It was the white bird was like the mockingbird, is what I think. Did they take it down? Nope, here they did. Look at that. Look, they posted, Taos News on Instagram posted a picture of Dippy Doodah and these creepy weirdos, right? And listen to this. As recently, they're trying, Epstein photos chronicle Taos Valley trip birthday. Trying to get clout off a pervert? Are you kidding me? That's That's pretty lame. Just, I'm just trying to interject a different way of thinking into this half horse town. Speaking of horses, that's a nice segue. I've been learning a lot about horses. I haven't had the opportunity to be around horses a lot. Probably because it would benefit me. No, I will. They have like places around here where autistic kids can go. I qualify. I'm just old. They can get healing from horses, and like how women sync up on their menses, horses sync up with their heartbeats. That's pretty dope. And they one source said that horses has up to 4,000 blood types, and then another place said it was 7. So somewhere in the middle there. Like, how are they gonna know? Are they taking blood and looking at it under microscopes for 400,000 horses? That doesn't even make sense. So I understand. I'm trying to come from a place of compassion with, like, when I go into town and I deal with these townspeople. And it's not just this town, it's every single town. That's why people get, oh, you talk about town. Well, no, because when I was in Salem, I talked about Salem in these same ways. And when I was in Omaha, I talked about the same thing. You know, it's like I just, it's because a town, all the town is, it's a radio, it's a song. A town, every town in my brain is a song. And every person that lives in that town brings a lyric to that song. And like sometimes you walk into Walmart, or no, I don't go to Walmart. That's like I did yesterday. You walk into T-Mobile, or you wait at T-Mobile for an hour and a half waiting for them to open. You know, not, and it says on the window it opens at 9. It says online it opens at 9. The corporate office says it opens at 9, but the people that work there, they say, nah, it don't open at 9. You know, and then like I gotta take time away from mom, go back and forth all day long, and then they're yelling at me because I want to leave their store. They have, but I understand because people don't learn how to live within their means, and it happens a lot in small towns. Like with COVID, people got all this COVID money, and they're like, "Yeah, we'll just stay home and do nothing. Just keep paying us." I didn't get no COVID money, but I'm surrounded by COVID money. COVID money. All these people had. Oh, finally, and then they started living like they're the big life, and then that stopped, and then they're like trying to maintain that level of living without the income. And now gas is going up, so people are like, that's where they, every single time they want to get us in the red on the Hawkins scale and keep us in the red. They always start with fuel, because fuel fuels fire, and fire inside gets people burning. And then when people are burning and they get fear, they act out. They drink, they act out, they go to jail, so that feeds the system. They drink, they drive, they get arrested, that feeds the legal system. They wreck, that feeds the medical system. Like, they do all these things to stoke the economy. And they're trying to keep so many people in the red right now, and so all these, they can't afford all this stuff that they bought. Right? And then they don't know how to act better than they feel, so they're acting out. I did this for years. I talked, my whole channel is talking about how I acted out because I was fearful and I was scared. That's what this whole channel is about. But that's why I talk about it, so I don't go out in the world and cause irreparable damage. And I'm seeing, because I did it. I've been in that position. I've had grown men run at me and threaten to throw me. Like, I mean, it's just like I've been threatened. I mean, I've been beaten by. I mean, it doesn't. I've been through a lot of things, and I keep facing people that haven't been through a lot of things, and now they're really scared, so they don't know how to navigate. And I know how to navigate because I've been through so much. And after yesterday, like, there's a couple times I was just like, all right, dude, like, I was getting frustrated. And then I went outside, like, I used the tools in my toolbox. But he was cool. I was cool. He was getting frustrated with the people in the back, like, because there were so many tech glitches yesterday. Because and now there's going to be a heat wave. Check this out. See, I just see the sun. It constantly puts off like energy, right? And it blasts energy. Sun does, right? Caught, creator of all things, partially. So it throws out sunbeams, right? And it blasts. It doesn't just blast sun, it doesn't just blast sun, but it blasts all the other planets: Jupiter, Pluto, Venus, Uranus. Like, it blasts them all. And then when the sun blasts those planets, it activates the planets within our charts. And then we go out in the world and have experiences based, getting blasted by cosmic energies and frequencies, and we're just like, nah, trying to. I got 29 degrees in Saturn and Gemini. I mean, that's a lot for little old Marge. And then Marge is kicking it, conjunct 23 degrees in the 12th house too. I always forget my south node, my north node. It's chilling in Gemini. So, and then I have 3 planets in Pisces. Oh, so that's 5 planets that are 2 dual signs. And then I'm ruled by the head, the Aries. I'm a very broad spectrum. Not a lot of people get me. But I get everybody. I get it. I know you're mad because I'm calling and I don't, it's your something happened in your life, and people will avoid and dig themselves in bigger holes. And now I look around and people are so scared. So I just try to find the lowest people that are sad or whatever, just try to raise their spirits a little bit, and then that kind of puts a little ripple in the force. You know what I mean? Kind of puts a little. It makes the lowest person on the planet raise up, and you keep doing that because everybody up there, they're freaking nuts, dude. All these people with all these gazillions and trillions and transactions and deals and all that stuff. And there's just other people like me. It's just like, man, I just want to make sure mom's circulation doesn't get cut off in her leg from her socks, Or, like, I'm just trying to make sure this woman is comfortable her whole life. Because I'm doing a lot of work for a lot of relatives that she has that never stepped up to do her any favor. And I'm doing it because she and I are soul sisters. And she deserves it. She's a very good woman. My mother is a she was very articulate, and she had her future stolen from her because a man slammed her head in the car door of a 64 Chevy Biscayne because she didn't want to be with him anymore. When I cut her hair, she has this like knot on the back of her head. It creeps me out every time, but I have to do all this stuff to take care of her. And people are out there, I'm just going to go to Sedona to this conference this weekend. Well, I hope it's 100 degrees. Have fun. Fucking Jesus. Like, how many houses do you pass by on all your world travelers, you spiritual gurus out there, that have somebody like me and mom inside? They don't care. They only care about their, but the way I see it, you're going to see more like influencers and like my bills are paid. My world, as much as the world has like done this, upped and floated and fluctuated the last whatever, my world has always been kind of, I try to keep it even keel because I try to keep me inside even keel. But oftentimes I have calamity inside, and then I meet others with calamity outside. And then I get to play the game of who's gonna have be a little bitch, Marge. Just let it go, Marge. And I don't always do that. I don't always let things go. And I have to, because I always have to come home to mom, and people are crazy. People are crazy everywhere. You go out there, and people are woo, because they want. To me, crazy is people that want to hurt people. Like, you disrespect me, I'm gonna end you. Like that. That is no kind of. And like in New Mexico, every day there's stories of what the fuck is wrong with you people. Two kids, 16, 17 years old, saw a cop out on a bike. Like a guy was riding a bike, and this let's. I've been talking about this for years because they're not connected to good stuff. They're just playing their video games, and they're killing people and hitting prostitutes with bats on all this stuff, and then it's like they're so desensitized, and of course the next course of action you're gonna do if it don't do nothing for you when you play the game no more, you gotta escalate. This is base psychology 101, and now we have all these people in charge that are escalating. They have no real world experience. None of those people, their stage act, like Hollywood is an extension of Washington, D.C. They're both really overpaid actors trying to get us to think America is the greatest place in the world. Why they siphon all of our funds and our loosh so that they can go around and kill people and play their little narcissistic ideas of grandeur. We're God's chosen, all that yada. But they're not ever, don't do nothing good with that. And you do too much nasty, self-serving, gluttonous drudge. The world, America's a third world country because we, at some point, drop bombs in other places. This scenario that they show on TV, I was at Crete when we did Iraq. I was on Crete. I saw I saw the planes, saw I'm like listing all the planes I saw in my head now. I saw the 75, 100 Humvees they brought. Now, mind you, this was in 03. And they did, and then like 07, I think it was, they started selling them to the public. And then, because they want to put those on the news, and then people see those, and then as soon as you can get one, I gotta get me one because America. I got to tell my story yesterday too. I said they're all figuring out they're liars. You know why a lot of dads come home, like if they're like infantry, like go kill, blah, 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 blah. It's because they're the first, just like those Marines that I saw on Crete. When they left Crete, they were all press uniform. Go kill, kill, kill. The program, their sight, their battle cries, America, America, America. And then see, that was 03. There were more fit dudes back then, and they only brought in 550. And so for them saying 2,500 Marine, I'm like, dude, there ain't 2,500 Marines that are fit for. They're not fit. They're not fit because they sat there and played video games for years, and they sat there and they didn't play the role. See, if you're going to play the role of a soldier, you got to constantly be working your body and exercise. You got to stay fit. They put me on the chunky chicken club when I was in. I was either going to get off it or get kicked out. So I did everything I did, and I got off it. And so I won. When fat dudes told me I was, because I'm muscular, because I'm a muscular woman. So what I had to do is I had to figure out in my mind how to eat and exercise so that I could make my body fit what they said was okay. And I did it. And I got words. I mean, I did so many things I'm still doing things. My mom is my primary purpose. So if I start to do other things, and those things, like, try to take me away from my time with mom, I'm gonna stop doing those things. Like I'm perfectly happy to work in a consulting status, you know, like as a guidance kind of counselor. Like, Marge, you ever have this experience? Yeah, I have. This is what I did. You know, because there's never been any agency, no no school counselor that I went and talked to and I asked him, hey, can you call CPS because I'm not safe in my home, and he just said I was being an over emotional teenage girl, and he was a gay man. So what does that say? You know, but then along the way I met these little earth angels that always gave me a little boost. Like when I went to Nova, I went to this school, Reading. I grew up in Reading. It's a Freemason place. I come from a Freemason family, but I never got the advantages from them. And I went to Nova High School in Reading, California, and this place is a trip. I looked it up and it says it began in 1967, but it wasn't built in 19. I can't find a record of when this building was established, and I can't remember if there's a sign on the front of it or not. Uh, it's one of those Tartarian buildings. Now, when I grew up, there was only 3 high schools in Reading, and then down in Anderson, they never really counted Anderson. Anderson was like 10 miles south. It was there are the Hicks and the cow, you know, and they're the like. Um, Anderson was his own world. Mom lived there for a number of years on Spruce Street. So that's where I left from the Air Force from, was when mom, and then they have the Anderson, like the Vans outlet is where I got into Vans down there. And so Nova, there was only 3 high schools in Reading. There was Enterprise. Uh, that's where like the jocks went. Like their football team was decent. And then there was Shasta, where the rich snobs went, like all the doctors' kids and stuff, all the brats and shit, like all the and some jocks, you know. And then you had Central Valley, where we were just like the out in the sticks too, kind of like Anderson, but more hill, less flat land, more stoners, you know. This is also in the 80s. And so Nova, their idea was, because there was in our football team, like, didn't win a football game in 10 years. It was a joke. They couldn't find the cast members that played football, people that had ability to actually play football. That's so funny to me. And so what their idea was is there's so much competition between the 3 schools that they would bring all the 3 of the schools together at Nova for 9th grade. So freshman year they brought all 3 high schools. They bust all 3 high schools into one school, and then they had everybody become friends, and then everybody went back out to Shasta, Enterprise, or Central Valley and did sophomore, junior, senior year. It was such, like, really so bizarre. Like, it's been a social experiment, but it stopped. I was there in '89, my brother's senior year. But I hung out with people that he went to high school with, because I was just friends with everybody. I just talked to people and, hey, what's up? How's it going? I'm Marge. You know? And Reading's a weird place. I look in on it sometimes, and it's on its trajectory. You know? How come nobody talks about Lost Lanes in Reading, right below the Masonic Lodge? I was in that Freemason Lodge one time. They had this chick that chick that I hung out with, that was I was probably getting recruited. And she's like, oh, come to this lodge and put on this big dress. You can wear a big fancy. I never liked wearing dresses. I'm like, oh, I think I got as far as a skirt and like a shirt, like a blouse, and this guy in a white beard, like he was looking me up and down, like Yeah, she can pass. And I was like, I never did it again. I never did it again. I didn't find out my father's side were Freemasons until I think 2 years ago. When my dad sent me a picture of a gravestone of his grandfather who got killed, or maybe my dad often, because they always kill somebody for advantage. It's just something they do. My sister, she got killed on a motorcycle accident after my dad said, "You should never ride a motorcycle. People like you get killed on motorcycles." And I'm like, and it was out of Phoenix where he almost got killed. Isn't that a weird thing? He almost, so the word was he got run over by covert pipes, but that's just a story. I don't know how I just saw the pictures, and my dad looked different than he did before because his head was all crushed and stuff like that. So world's a really weird place. It's very contrived. It is. I don't know who they are. There are a lot of people that are designating how things go. They're saying, yeah, you can pass, or no, you can't pass. I guess they did a soft credit report on me yesterday. I haven't had one in years. I don't care. Whatever. It's just, I mean, like, I wonder what my credit score is now, because I've had an, what was it, 826. I used to be heavily immersed in the 3D world. I don't find how it benefits me anymore. If I'm a spiritual being having a human experience and I'm completely immersed in 3D Earth, then I'm missing out on the spiritual side of it all. And being a full spectrum being, like, you gotta know that there's evil in the world to appreciate all the goodness that you have. And there's a lot of people that don't. There's a lot of perspectives that don't. There's a lot of perspective beings that don't. Because I don't think everybody that has one of these are human. And I think a lot of other people are starting to agree with me. So, and I think a lot of us are going to figure out that we aren't. We're not all. Because it's a bloodline. The angels mated with and then they had unless people come out from, I think it's all of it. I think it's all of it. I think it's a little bit, it's a little mismatch, and it's everything collective. It's whatever people come together and believe in the most. Like, I saw something the other day. I remember watching that movie Hellboy a long time ago, and I was like, this feels oddly real to me. And then somebody recently said, that was like years ago when that movie first came out. That was before Sons of Anarchy or anything like that. And then somebody recently said, so Hellboy's a documentary because of the fish, because they do it. I'm an experiment the government did. I can speak from experience. When I was a little kid, I used to get a lot of earaches and eye infections, energy stuff. I was having a hard time calibrating to Earth. And so mom, when I do that, mom would take me to the park, and she'd just sit under a tree, put a blanket down, sit under a tree, and let me sit under a tree in the shade, and just let nature calibrate my eyes or my ears. She'd do that quite often. She's very, very intelligent. And so that helped me learn how to ground. And so whenever I feel uneasy inside, I always go to nature. Still. Now, you got to get through so much crap to get to nature, and it's dangerous in nature too, but I don't know. It's just whatever. And so I used to get these earaches and stuff like that. And then I would lay there, and then I'd be like, "Mom, tell me about when I was born. Tell me about, like, how like, I would ask questions. I want to know everything. Like, did you let my dad love each other? And all this stuff." And like, she the closest thing, like, that I ever got, like, I said, "How did you guys meet?" And she said he was riding his bicycle down the hill in San Luis Obispo, and I caught his eye. So my dad is like a predator type guy. He's a Freemason. He's trafficked humans in his semis, told me stories. Like, you know, he's just always got the credit of being a really wonderful guy when he wasn't. He used to like roll 55-gallon drums down the hills into the interstate in the Tascadero 101, the highway, just to watch people go, fuck, there's a 50 with their family. Like, that's just evil shit. Like, you don't do that. And now the whole world has progressed. Now, where I live, because I had a lot of time at the phone store yesterday to look out the window, and man, all the aggression people feel inside. It's frequency. They're feeling stuff inside, and then they're putting it into their foot onto the gas pedal, and they're racing around everywhere. I wish, I didn't wish I got it on video. It's just more machismo shit. It's just little, like, inner children that are in a adult body having children responses to adult situations, and they're gonna, that's how I learn life lessons. I've wrecked cars. I've done all that. That's how I can understand it. I am not critiquing. I'm just saying, if this, then that. If you don't find peace within yourself, there will always be connection. We go to war because people are conflicted with themselves, and then they agree on being conflicted, and then they put that conflict onto other people, and those people don't deserve it. They don't deserve it. People don't deserve to be mistreated if you have a bad day. Let me reiterate that. People don't deserve to be mistreated if I have a bad day. Let me say it like that. Let me be a little bit more accountable. Because sometimes I lack in that area. I am so transparent because my stars indicate deception. So I'm trying to rise above my astrology, and I'm trying to show other people that your chart can say this, you have free will, and implement it in these ways. Sometimes you can skip the astrology cruise to here, because a lot of people are going to start it because people booked these when they were in abundance. But now, and then people that are doing it, they're going to gain abundance, but the financial support in a lot of communities is going to go away just because it starts with gas, and then the whole world wants to make up for that price, so that's why the prices go up for everything. Well, I gotta pay for gas, so I gotta make up for that cost someplace, so I gotta raise my prices so everything else. And I'm not good with money. I'm bad with money. I could float a 22-cent balance for 10 days. So I am good with money. I just don't like it when it gets down and I have to think about transactions. And that, thank goodness, that doesn't happen a lot for me. It don't happen a whole lot, but sometimes kind of makes me a little nervous. I'm okay. I'm okay today. And usually, I mean, as long as I got to give stickers and magnets away yesterday. That was pretty cool. You know, so all in all, and it was 12 hours and 20 minutes. I got home, I laid down, my phone was fully updated from my backup yesterday. And I looked at the clock, and I was just like, I finally took some CBD, because I haven't done any candy or any wacky tobacco. Speaking of, where's my darn coffee? There it is over there. Oh, I haven't said it yet today. I gotta be sure I'm gonna say it in every video. Emily Pike, Emily Pike, Emily Pike. I ain't ever gonna forget you, girl. Because I was a street kid like her. And there's a lot of people that tried to get me. They just couldn't catch me. And now I'm so old, I just want to stay home and make sure Mom's okay. She keeps me out of trouble. She does. Mom keeps me out of trouble. Mom keeps me safe. The last leg when I took her, here's a little picture of her I got yesterday. She was in the car. I haven't met a gal that her middle name, oh, I guess it didn't show up, is my first name. And she's like, yeah, I don't know, I don't go by generations. I have too many other things in my head to care about stuff because people hold it different energies. So I'm a boomer, but I'm Gen X, so essentially. So I don't go by that shit. If people want to go by energy, I just use terms like that to make other people, so I could relate to them. I got these pretty cool pictures yesterday of the. Did I post that on TikTok? I don't think I posted that on TikTok. My phone, the crack that it did yesterday, this one, it has this green beam that shoots up from it, and then it has nothing, has like this little, you could see the space from the cracks. And I said, hey, at least it looks like a lightsaber. I'm such a dork. I don't know why people take me so serious. Because I got these, I don't understand lines. What is happening right now? I do try and tell my face to smile more when I go out. I smile so I don't bite your nose off. That's the environment that I grew up with. Like, you just want to remove the threat, you just get rid of it. The world's gross, man. I've seen so many people that, like, I didn't recognize them because they got beat so bad. There's a lot of, and that's just people putting their hurt and their anger and their rage. This is my Tuck. I miss him so much. My Tuck. You're my honey bear. He's in heaven. This came from this. My ex-girlfriend did this t-shirt, collections, favorites. Where is it? Where you at, Tuck? Honey bear? This picture is this. So I always have him because he's right there. Tuck! Here, we get a screenshot of that. There you go. That's pretty cute. That's pretty cute. That's how I roll. I think that's about it for now. Thanks for hanging out. I hope you have a rad day. Peace.